Number 1 from page 225 is a review of how to write limit notation for vertical asymptotes or X is not in the domain, which we haven't done since early in Chapter 1. So we're asked to find the domain and then write the limit notation for the function f of x equals 1 over x plus 3. So the first thing we need to do is to find the x is not in a domain. So that means that we set the denominator equal to 0. So x plus 3 equals 0. And this will give us an x of negative 3. So that is our vertical asymptote, and it's also our excluded values from the domain. So our domain will look like this, and I'm going to write it in both notations. First, an interval notation from negative infinity to negative 3, union from negative 3 to infinity. And then if you want set builder notation, you have all the x's such that x belongs to the real numbers. X cannot equal negative 3. Now, how do we write that in limit notation? For this one, a good way to look for the correct notation is to look at the graph. Later on, we won't be using our graphing calculator, but I'm just going to sketch the graph real quick here. So what we have is we have this graph, and we have a vertical asymptote here at negative 3. And so the graph looks like this. It comes along this way and breaks to negative infinity. And on the other side, it goes up to positive infinity. So we have to look at these two changes. So this one coming from the left-hand side and this change coming from the right-hand side because they go to opposite infinities. So that's going to look like this. So we're going to have the limit as x approaches negative 3 from the left of f of x is going to equal negative infinity. And then the other limit is going to be from the right-hand side. So we're going to use x as approaching our asymptote, but then to the right of the number, we put a little plus here to say we're coming from the right-hand side. And if you notice on the first one, I put a little negative to show that I was coming from the left-hand side, and that's going to positive infinity.